Thank you, Presiding Officer. I'm afraid I've had to rethink the opening of my speech in light of the way the debate has gone this afternoon. I do find myself again where this is an opportunity for us to come together with ideas, to actually work together in partnership across Scotland to deal with the great challenge of housing. Instead of that, we've just got an SNB bad rhetoric all over the chamber, which is somewhat disappointing, because I do think that we have some challenges, and the challenges have been acknowledged by the Minister, but I do think there is much we can do in partnership to tackle this issue. Not at the moment, sorry. In the last debate in September, the Minister said that the availability of suitable good quality housing and housing services makes a vital contribution to the success of the integration of healthcare and social care, and we're working closely with the housing sector to deliver appropriate housing support and services. And to me, this is the heart of what we're talking about this afternoon. It's not just about the bricks and mortar of a building, it is about a home. And earlier this year, I watched a programme about world poverty on the television, and Professor Rosling was talking about poverty in the developing world, and he used the comparators of families from Malawi to Cambodia to I think what he called Dollar Street, which is I think where most of the people in the chamber would find themselves living, as a comparator. But what was key to all of that was that a home, a place to live, is an innate human necessity and an innate human right, and that is as key to us here in the UK as it is to the rest of the world. But I do have great concerns about the growing inequality in our country, and I think the recent figures from the Trussell Trust in terms of food bank use would highlight that. But this government, the Scottish Government, continues to lead the way in terms of innovation in this sector. Its contribution to new housing supply from innovative financing approaches is substantial and is growing. And as has been said, 3,000 new affordable homes were approved, and around £400 million of housing investment was unlocked by this government. These approaches have seen developing of products for the mid-market rent and shared equity, and has seen our home ownership grow in this country. And I think that should be acknowledged and recognised. In 2009, Shelter invited us as politicians, along with homeless children in Scotland, to design our ideal home and draw it for them. It was quite a humbling exercise for us all to do, and seeing some of the drawings of the children was very, very moving at that time. And when we discussed this in September, the Minister again said everyone in Scotland should have access to a warm, safe, secure and affordable home. And the Government strategy document, Homes Fit for the 21st Century, lays out this aim in detail. The link between good housing, well-being, social cohesiveness and social justice is established, and I'm sure acknowledged across the chamber. And that's why I welcome that housing, particularly social housing, remains one of this government's highest priorities, as demonstrated by the £1.7 billion investment in affordable housing over the lifetime of this Parliament. And it has to be welcomed that today we've reached the target of 30,000 homes, affordable homes in this term of the Parliament, and that will be exceeded. And again, we welcome the First Minister's commitment to build 50,000 over the term of the new Parliament. Yeah, I'll give way. Thanks.
The member forgive me, but will she at least acknowledge that the manifesto commitment on which she stood has not been met?
Clare Adamson.
I think what has been delivered is 30,000 affordable homes to the people of Scotland, and every single person who is able to take advantage of that new home will have welcomed and acknowledged that this government has done everything it can possibly to tackle this problem. And in acknowledging that the abolition of the right to buy has been absolutely key to this. I do take issue with what Alec Johnson said in this. It's significantly improved the availability of the housing stock, and it will protect homes for the future, homes that will remain in the social rented sector, which is to be welcomed. Good housing invigorates communities, it empowers them and it allows them to flourish. And the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, Article 27, states that children have the right to a safe place to live, food and clothing, and to take part in the things they enjoy. And I think this is absolutely key. And before I became an MSP, I was a councillor in North Lanarkshire. And I have to challenge Labour in their idea that this problem arose as soon as SNP took office here. Labour have had control of North Lanarkshire Council for years. No, I'm on my last minute, I'm sorry. And actually, I know as a councillor, and he will know as an MSP, there are houses available in North Lanarkshire. But the failure to look after communities, failure of regeneration policies of Labour councils have left some communities languishing. And what we have to do is encourage and work in partnership with our councils to improve the existing stocks that are there, to make them more appealing to people, and to help solve this crisis by working in partnership and moving forward in this area. So I'm glad that the SNP will be keeping 15,500 houses in the sector because of the abolition of the abolition of the right to buy, please. And I'm sure that they will continue to make progress in what is this very challenging area.